in spite of, in contrary to, in addition to, consequently, moreover. Having said that, all these words and phrases, sometimes do you wonder what are these that you never come across when you learn English grammar? Well, these are called transition word or phrases, and I'm here to help you with that only. My name is Kushi Singh, and you're watching Pep Talk India's video. So let's get started. Today we are going to bust some myth. We are going to add on something in our vocabulary. We are going to understand why we delay in learning to speak in English effectively. But first thing first, we are going to have what, why, and how about transition words. And yes, today we are going to be staying together till the end of the video so that you can get the list of all the transition words or the phrases which are pretty and damn important to use in our everyday's communication to sound effective to the people. So first thing is what are transition words or phrases? Whensoever you want to go from one idea to another idea, you need transition words or transition phrase. Well, yes, in simple layman term, every word that helps you connect two different words, two different sentences, two different paragraphs are called transition words or transition phrases. Alright, I hope this is clear with you. Transitional words are those words which help us connect two different sentences, two different paragraphs, or simply bridging over one idea to another idea. But the real question is, why should we learn transition words or transition phrases? How is it going to help me? How will I elevate my communication skills? How will I be any better in speaking to people? Just two reasons, okay? First, whenever you talk to anybody and you're trying to bridge your idea, that means when you're talking normally about one particular idea or simply one particular event or incident that occurred in your life, and you want to jump or you want to simply bridge over to another idea, right? What do you say? By the way, what is it? That's a transition words. That means in order to not really get lost in your own thought, in your own idea, you need help of transition words or transitional phrases. Number two, if you want to speak fluently, well, yes, this is the answer of every question that you can have. If you want to speak fluently, you do and you badly need help of transitional words or phrases so that you do not go mum chance, you do not really stop in between, you do not look for, oh, what's that? What's that? You know why? Because that's how communication takes place in two different people where we do not get distracted very often. Now, how should we learn it? Right. First, when you learned parts of speech, you did learn conjunction, connectors, and, if, or, right? Do you remember that? So, and, if, or, although, though, all these are transitional words only. So once you decide to get started learning and to be better at transitional words or phrases, first get started learning all the conjunctions, all the connectors that you can easily find, right? The basic one, or simply just go on the revision of parts of speech, conjunction, connectors, or Google it, or you can visit our website peptalkindia.com, where in the blog section we do have blogs where you can find detailed version of consumption of connectors. Having said that, let's get into the real question. How should we really learn it? Should we just learn it as we learn most of the vocabularies? We just ramble something in a newspaper or in some magazines or anywhere on the website, different websites or social media post or social media status of somebody, and know the meaning and just ratify it. Oh, well, ratify is my word. Not, of course. When you do so, you end up having a pile up a lot of transitional words and phrases in your brain, might be in your notebook, but not in your everyday spoken English. Yes, not in your everyday's language. Because for that, you gotta bring them in your speaking, and for that first you gotta categorize them. Categorize categorize that what are the transitional words for addition, what are the transitional words for contraction, what are the transitional words for emphasis, for example, for contraction, for similarities, right? So first categorize, and I would suggest you do not just go crazy and learn hundreds of transitional words in a week or in a day, because that way you can simply just have them in your notebook but not really in your everyday spoken English. For instance, for example, namely, to illustrate in particular, all these words are transitional words to illustrate something. Likewise again is what? Transitional word. And you're gonna tell me in the comment section below that which category does it belong to? Which category does it belong to? Likewise. So likewise you can have in addition to, for addition purpose, in addition to, moreover, first, second, and then when you say firstly, secondly, it becomes the order. The section is of order. What are these? Transitional words, right? Then for contraction you can use in contrary to, besides that, right? So there are different sections that you can create yourself, or simply while you're reading something. Simply is also a transition word. You're gonna tell me about this as well, which category does it belong to. So I'm gonna put the list, as I mentioned in the beginning, that I'm gonna put the list of most of the useful transitional words and phrases that we use in everyday's communication to speak in English effectively and fluently. So stay tuned. A little more wait. In addition to the talk, transitional words or phrases that I was to talk about, I have already talked about. In addition to that, how I'm using all these transitional words in my talk, you're just gonna find out how many transitional words I've used in my talk today in this video, and do write in the comment section below so that I would know you have identified them. And then I am sure you're gonna get started in your journey of speaking English fluently and effectively with the help of transition word. Wheresoever you find any transitional words, whether it is in newspaper while reading it out, or in magazine, or in somebody's status, now keep the keen eye, keep the eyes open, that you can simply catch them and use them in your speaking, use them in your own everyday speaking. But now you must be wondering that I said in the beginning that we're gonna bust some myth as well. So what is it? What is new that we are going to add on in our everyday's English vocabulary? Well, this is what it is. If you do remember, a long time ago, I mean a year ago about, I shot a video on filler words. Why should we avoid filler words, and why should we use, in contrary to so many videos that we already have on YouTube, or your teacher might have told you, do not use filler words ever, right? But here is contradiction to it. They also tell you that use transitional words and phrases, right? But they do not help you identify what are the filler words, I mean unnecessary filler words, and what are the filler words that are pretty necessary to use. So when I was talking about and, or, and, undoubtedly, in addition to, similarly, obviously, all these words come under filler words, yet they tell you and I'm telling you to use them in your speaking to be really fluent, right? So how to identify the filler word that is useful and that is not? Means all those sounds or words that do not carry or have any meaning, and they are of course the filler words. You should not use them, you should avoid them. And one more thing, anything in excess is unnecessary and is not liked by the people, right? So obviously if we speak them, this word again and again, of course it loses the charm, and it's not going to add on anything in your idea, in your talk, in your thought process, right? So transitional words are also filler words. So many of them are filler words, and you should beautifully use them. You should not avoid using them, right? You can also go and watch the video where I talk about filler words, unnecessary filler words and necessary filler words, okay? And most important thing that I'm here to talk about today is we do have n number of session for online training as well. If you have not checked it out yet, go on our website peptalkindia.com, where you can find the curriculum, where you can find out what do we train the best to the world, on online and offline, also offline training as well. So right now offline training, we're gonna get started, of course, as soon as of course things go right. And for online session, you're most welcome. Mr. Rocky Sagu, there are the trainers, I'm there, and we are literally doing great at online sessions as well, for public speaking, for communication, for leadership. I mean, you name it, we have it. So go and check it out on our website peptalkindia.com for our online training, because transitional words and phrases that I just talked about in detail, we do have session for it in different course curriculum as well. And do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Well, one more important thing. Subscription is way more important than anything else, so that you would know what we are coming up with next. By then, see ya.